Привет, друзья! Welcome back to another video. And today we are going to discuss something very interesting about prepositional case. And I'm sure you are familiar with the prepositional case. We need it when we speak about location and what we need to do. We need to add E at the end of the word. If the word ends with ya, we need to change it into E. But if you are not familiar with this case, I have one full video dedicated specifically to their main idea of the prepositional case, how to make it, how to use it. I will leave the link in the description of this video. I recommend you to check that video first if you don't know what prepositional case is and how to use it, because today we are going to speak more about specifics of this case. So if you're not familiar with it, check that video first and then come back to this one. If you are more or less familiar with this case, let's start. So a brief review, guys. Prepositional case we need when we speak about location. When somebody or something is located somewhere. For example, я в квартире, or она в парке, or он был в офисе. So we need it when we speak about location. And most of the times the ending is ye. That is like the main ending of prepositional case. Doesn't matter what gender a noun is. Парк is masculine, я в парке, квартира is feminine, а we change into ye. Я в квартире. Sometimes if the noun ends with я, for example, Россия, if you want to say I will be in Russia, я буду в России. So we change ya into e. That is the main idea. But we have exceptions. And all exceptions in prepositional case, they will end with u. So their ending for exceptions will be u. And what exceptions do we have? Лес, which is forest. В лесу, for example. And let's practice, because from practice it is more clear. Always it works like this. So I prepared some sentences for us to go through. Осенью у нас в лесу много ягод и грибов. Люди часто ходят в лес, чтобы собирать ягоды и грибы. That is the first sentence from the PDF file, guys. If you were careful, if you listened carefully, you noticed that there was something interesting in this sentence. Let's deal with it closer. Let's go through it part by part and we will discuss together what grammar we use there. Осенью. Осень is autumn, but осенью means in autumn. So this form, осенью, it already means in autumn, so you don't need to put anything extra before it. Например, осенью мой день рождения. In autumn, there is my birthday. Осенью мой день рождения. Or осенью он едет в Москву. In autumn, he goes to Moscow. So осенью, it's already in autumn. Что ты будешь делать осенью? Что ты будешь делать осенью? So guys, every time I have a questions for you, that's a practice time. Put the video on pause and answer this question out loud. That's really important. If it is hard for you to speak on the spot, you can stop the video, think about your answer, maybe make a few notes, and then imagine you are speaking to a person who doesn't know any English, only Russian. Tell your answer the best you can. You can make mistakes, you can take a pause and think about vocabulary, absolutely acceptable. But every time I have a question for you, that's practice time for you. So, что ты делаешь осенью? Put the video on pause, answer a question, then come back. All right. Осенью у нас в лесу много ягод и грибов. So, ягоды, that's berries, грибы, that's mushrooms. If you just want to say that we have berries and mushrooms in the forest, в лесу ягоды и грибы. As you can see, no changes. But if you want to say a lot of berries and mushrooms, много ягод и грибов. That is genitive. Every time you say много, or мало, or немного, or after some numbers. For example, we have 5 berries in the forest. У нас 5 ягод в лесу. So after много, мало, немного, or numbers, we need to use genitive. This video is about prepositional. That's why I will just mention that that's a different case here. У нас. Every time you see this fixed construction that starts with у, that's a possession. That means that somebody has something, or something has something else. So, у нас. Нас, it's a form of we, form of мы. That means we have. We have a lot of berries and mushrooms. У нас много ягод и грибов. If I want to say I have a lot of berries, у меня много ягод. Or у меня ягоды. I have berries. But if you say много, genitive. Next. Люди часто ходят в лес, чтобы собирать ягоды и грибы. Люди часто ходят в лес. People often go to the forest. Tricky thing, guys. Super important. В can mean two things. В can be location, and it means in, or в can be direction, and it means to. When there is certain movement towards somewhere. If it is location, if you use в in meaning of in, that is prepositional case. If you use v in the meaning of to, direction, you need accusative case. In accusative case, masculine in animated, no changes. That's why люди часто ходят в лес. People often go to the forest. Here you use v in meaning of to, accusative, not prepositional, but in the forest we have a lot of berries, mushrooms. В лесу у нас много ягод и грибов. Но люди ходят в лес. Чтобы means in order to. And after this you need infinitive with the verb. Собирать. Собирать means to pick up mushrooms. Собирать ягоды и грибы. So, one more time. Don't look anywhere. How would you say in autumn we have a lot of berries and mushrooms in the forest? 1, 2, 3. Осенью у нас в лесу много ягод и грибов. Next sentence. People often go to the forest to pick berries and mushrooms. 1, 2, 3. And if you want, of course, you can put the video on pause here. Люди часто ходят в лес, чтобы собирать ягоды и грибы. Question for you guys. Когда ты в последний раз был в лесу? Когда ты в последний раз был, была в лесу? Что ты там делал? О, что ты там делала? And the second question. Как часто люди ходят в лес в твоем городе? Как часто люди ходят в лес в твоем городе? And the second question might be a little bit strange. How often do they go to forest? I've just noticed that in different parts of the world, people connect with nature, in a different way. For example, in Russia, it's a tradition, especially in autumn, to go to the forest, pick mushrooms, pick berries. But I know that in some other places it's not a tradition and people don't do it. So, в твоем городе, Как часто люди ходят в лес? Это традиция. Right, guys, that was a little part of 1 hour video dedicated to all exceptions in prepositional case and how to use them. And in this video, in the full video that is on the Patreon page, I will give you 2 very cool things about prepositional that usually students, they forget about them, they confuse them, but they are super important for prepositional case. We will have a lot of practice. We will have 8 more sentences, and we will discuss their grammar from there and vocabulary, and there will be a lot of focus on grammar from these sentences. And I will give you a lot of speaking practice, so you can practice this grammar out loud. And also, guys, if you'd like to learn more about grammar, if you'd like to have more practice every week, sometimes even every day, and if you'd like to have PDF files to every video I post on YouTube, or if you'd like to get 2 Anki decks with new vocabulary and new grammar sentences every month, you can check my Patreon page. There are a lot of cool stuff that will really help you with your self-studying Russian, and also I'm tutoring if you're interested in some personal help, always ready to do it. И до скорого. Till soon. До скорого. Пока-пока.